tried, and it seems to be like there's some invisible force that just keeps pulling him back into the thing, into the pipe. You can't get away from it. So the only thing we can do is just wait for the oxygen to deplete, and yeah. Maybe it's for the best, because hopefully now it'll reset where I was. I don't know. Not quite, but okay. Right, let's pick up the not a Game Boy again. Okay. And then there was the guy's ID on the far end. Oh, we've got to go see this guy as well. For no real reason. Yep. Ah, there he is. Which one is it supposed to be on? A, B, or C? I have to switch the power on. Right, so 1. Nope. 1. 2. 3. How many is there? Oh, I overloaded it. 0 volts. How am I supposed to know how many volts I need? It's not what we're here for. Right, grab this. And what was the... where are we? 8:15. See, that's it. You only need.
You're an engineer. You're a problem solver. You value logic and precision. You talk a lot about times, distances, values, and yet there were some challenges you couldn't solve.
I just did.
Numbers are easy. It's people that are complex. Numbers bring things into focus. No gray areas to distract you from getting things into perspective.
But the lift has power, so I guess I got it right. Need a card. Yeah. Oh, what? So I need a key card, but it's not up here. Really? It's not there. Really sure it would have told me. Getting a bit tired. Oh, hello. That's what B's for. Obviously you jump across these yellow things until you're able to reach the guy up there, but you need to switch it to B because there's like, you know, the gas is coming out of the pipe. Yeah, the combat's a letdown. And I'll be honest, the story's becoming a bit of a letdown as well, which is kind of sad. Like, to begin with, I was like fully in for like, you know, being a lone survivor in this whole thing and watching the descent into madness. But it's one of these moments where it's like the story's sort of incoherent. Like, did we crash into a giant squid? Did we crash into another sub? Is it all in his mind? See, if I could have just walked through here after powering on the lift, that would have just been... But hey ho, whatever.
Does it get easier answering
And we'll
all
flip
the
the
same
power back
questions?
to
People ask all
the one that
kinds
should
of
be
questions.
on.
What they ask says a lot about their character,
Okay.
especially when it comes to casualties.
Ah, it's like, I think it tells you in one of the tutorials you've got to let the thrusters come all the way back down to 0 before you take a leap of faith. Ah! Right. Let's go.
So what's the response when they do ask about the gory details?
I oblige. See which way they want to take it. I mean, what people don't get is that they don't want me to keep going. Not really. There's only so much blood and guts people can take before they lose their appetite. Everyone has their limits.
Right. Oh. Gentlemen, been in this room before. So, what we doing? Right. What are we doing? supposed to happen, or... I don't know. I'm going to say yes. Maybe not. What the fuck? Right. So we're stuck in this room. Now what? Right, okay, this makes sense. Collectible? There is as well. Cheeky bastard. Right, okay. So I've got to stay away from you, clearly. Did I die again? Or... honestly don't know anymore. Oh, man. Oh, so that was supposed to happen. Yes. Weird's not even an understatement on this right now. Okay, I've got 2 personnel logs. The first time or the 15th, trudging through the extractor farm always puts a little ice in your blood. Someone, can't remember who, someone said it's like a forest of metal trees, roots soaking up the salt of the earth. JJ walked these fields pretty much daily. Now he's watching over them like a second-rate scarecrow, attracting more scavengers than he repels. I can still hear him now, cracking jokes and talking shit, like father, like son. Oh, I found her book. We'd all met long before setting foot down on the compass. ADS training, briefings, trust exercises. Dr. Ling asked us to call her Susie right from the start. She said it's easier to pronounce, but I'm pretty sure she just hated people screwing up her real name. She grabbed an O2 tank and breather before climbing into the ventilation shaft. Clever, but there's no outwitting the ocean. After forcing its way in, it swept her literally off her feet and hung her out to dry. Oh, that's the woman that was in the ventilation shaft way back when. Huh. Right.
You're very candid when describing some circumstances. Times when you felt crippled with fear, coming across the bodies of friends and colleagues.
Yeah.
It's clear you care, but there's an undercurrent of detachment in the way you present some of the more difficult moments. Was that your intention?
No, I've heard that before. I just did my best to paint a clear picture. When it comes to empathy, there's no manual for that.
That's the same guy who's in like almost every suit. And yet he says he doesn't know who it is. Hello. The elevator work? It does. I've got to unlock the hazard room, so I need to probably refill. Yeah, probably have to go to the server room first. Jesus. he is as much as anyone could be down here. I mean, we're all in it together. Anders was in charge, always on the move, checking up on people and progress and writing it all down. I found him in a hallway overlooking the meadow. Did he drown? Maybe methane exposure? I don't. They say the devil's in the details, but who can say? Either way, everything around here just feels off. Rubik's Cube? No. Hey.
I have to ask again. Was it luck?
Conditioning. Conditioning and discipline. That's how I got down there in the first place, and that's how I got out. It's about keeping tethered to the task. You don't let yourself forget about the reality around you. You can't.
Having a wee freak out moment, clearly. Very, very good. One there. Oh. I did. What's going on? The game's lagging. Oh. Okay. I have no idea how much oxygen I actually have. Oh, apparently I have the maximum. Yeah, the game is bugging out something fierce. So we're looking for, is it letters or numbers? We don't know. It just says, well, it's 5 digits, so it's been numbers. Right, let's work it out. Jesus. Oh, okay. Oh, we're back here again. Right, so we found the number 3. There has to be a bit more to this than 3. I'm noticing as well, I'm not typing it in, it's like I have to find the numbers and he's putting them in. Zero? Oh, the last digit is 0. Be good. How about this guy? Number of darts in him, though? No. Oh, 1. Okay. Oh, there's a 6. 3, 6, 1, 0. We're 1 digit missing. Oh, there we go. There's a 5 on the wrist of that guy. Look. 5. All my gadgets are working again. So, boom. It's amazing that donut stayed in the same place. All this water here.
You saw terrible things. And even if you made it to the surface, you couldn't count on being rescued. I mean, I'd have lost my mind. Did you ever feel like you were losing it just a little?
No. When they found me, I'd been floating on the surface for at least 5 hours. I talked with therapists and trauma experts for months. Said I was hiding the hurt. But it's not true. I made mistakes down there, yes, but did I lose my mind? No. No way.
Kind of feel like you did, dude. Yeah, he definitely lost his. What is the object? Card. Pilot certificate. It's a little like Phantom Limb effect. The tokens we leave behind, phone, keys, wallet, important, unambiguous signs of life on land left behind for a lack of practical value. Down here, JJ needed a license to fly as much as a fish needs a bicycle, but he brought it all the same. I guess like Icarus, he dreamed of unfathomable heights. Unlike Icarus, he followed in his father's footsteps. Either way, he ends with the sea. What kind of fanny takes a pilot certificate underwater? Okay. Pointless room, innit? Okay. Yeah, the story kind of lost its focus a while back. I'm not really sure, and I'm struggling to even comment on it now. Obviously, I'm a lone survivor. I'm starting to have hallucinations, but I mean, part I'm struggling with. Shoot, I picked that card up before. Did I lose it? Yeah, you also know. Hi. Oh shit. Right. So I now have to run away from this guy. Can't see a thing. Ha! Well, shit.
This entire experience is defined by the fact that you came back alone. Your story started with 20 people, but ends with 1. So when it comes to telling those stories, you're the only one who can.
Yeah. There's a responsibility to get things right, for the record.
Right, okay. Am I picking up the same guy's ID over and over and over again? Because it feels like I am. Yeah, I am. Already picked that guy's up. That's 3 times now. Still there? Oh goddamn cuttlefish. See if we can avoid the cuttlefish. I really don't want to fight it again. Yeah, the story kind of... it's sort of gone, you know? I get I'm alone in this underwater shithole, but this hallucinations and stuff is all fine. I can accept hallucination storylines and whatever, but getting at a point where I haven't got a goddamn clue what's going on. It's pretty bad that the story's gonna, I don't know, descended into madness. No idea who the mystery diver is, or the guy that we keep finding inside the dead suits. The whole crew, I mean, if you're gonna make it out like I'm friends with all the crew and they're all dead and I'm collecting their personal effects and their log books and all this, it's like unlimited thrust is enabled, oh my god. Yeah, I just don't feel a connection to any of the characters in the crew. Unfortunately, it's one of them games that kind of drags on a bit as well. Hey, look at the nick of this. I think when we got to the bit with the giant squid and we crashed into it with the sub. Oh, shit. It kind of feels like at that point, for me, the game didn't know where it wanted to go or what it wanted to be. I mean, it kind of had this. To me, it seemed like it was going to be underwater, deep sea creatures and all that kind of stuff, and now it's just somebody having a very stressful, traumatic experience underwater. Where their mental states clearly deteriorating to the point where we're seeing random stuff. I think I would have been happier if it was a game just with like underwater creatures, or if it was like the gas that we're mining had caused this to happen. But yeah, it's not. See all these like random diving suits, if it was like the crew, like you could see their faces or saying stuff to you, that would be something. But it's not the case.
All good. Let's try the reverse. Welcome back, my friend.
What the fuck's going on here? It's Russ.
Hey. You alright? Come on, let's get back to the head.
What? I see another freak out session.
Welcome back to Open Air. I'm Emily Kaler. If you're just joining us, my guest is Kip Mattis, sole survivor of the Oceanova disaster. His first book, Hell or High Water, is a harrowing account of his ordeal. Earlier, we talked about the life aquatic, escaping the flooded habitat, and being lost on the seafloor inside a half-ton titanium diving suit.
So Russ is the mystery diver. This is what I'm saying. There's no... What's the word I'm looking for? Because there's no backstory between your character and the crew's, like the characters in the crew, like Russ, who I guess is supposed to be your friend, because that's who dies at the start with you. Like, I don't know what Russ looks like. Or sounds like. I haven't got a clue. So...
Kip, I know this might not be easy.
And my name's Kip.
But I'd like to talk about the end. Can you read that for us?
Yeah. The list is getting shorter. The hatch opens with its usual reluctance, flooding the room with light. pod is there. I'm going home. Tomorrow I'll be
How
the sole
did you
survivor.
feel when
But
you
for
figured it
now,
out?
I'm not alone at that point. And that close, I was running on fear.
Oops, I can't overlap the dialogue.
So when I saw another suit in the room, it's almost too much to process. I couldn't believe that it was...
Virgil? Is that you?
Virgil made it. Just like me.
How did you get? I thought everyone was...
Only I'm locked inside the pod and he's locked out.
Can you hear me? I can't stop the launch. There's no override.
He's not coming back.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
And that's on me.
30 seconds to evacuation.
So are you saying that if you did something differently, that Virgil would have lived?
That's right. Until I saw it. Fear in his eyes. I thought I was the only one. It was a bad call.
Evacuation in 5,
This can't be happening.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Evacuation commencing.
Huh.
No.
Right.
You didn't kill him.
Really? Who did? Bad luck? I'm responsible. Look, I'm up here talking with you, and he's still out there.
So I'm Virgil then. And that was who I thought I was. That was Kip that was in the evac ship thing. Okay. But you know there's someone still down there, you would have got help. You wouldn't have just, I don't know, wait until the end. There's obviously more to it than just that, because I'm still wandering around underwater. Oh no, I'm not. That's the end of the game. Okay. Really? This is how we're ending it. Okay, it was a good twist at the end, but realistically, really don't know what to make of this one, if I'm honest. We're still no wiser to who this random old school diver is. At least maybe it did say, and maybe I've just not picked up on it. When it comes to these kind of games, they try and mess with your head quite a bit. I do sometimes get lost in it, and if the story's too deep, then I just lose interest. I mean, it's a good game, but this wasn't. This wasn't it was like a lot of Soma vibes, but never as good as Soma was. I think Soma was better because its story was simple. This one, like I'm saying, you've got to have some kind of connection with the crew. You're mentioning crew members for this underwater
Kip, it's been
world.
more than a year since all this happened. You wrote a book and told your story. Are you ready to be done?
Yeah. It's time to move on. Get myself working again.
Kip Mattis, thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Thanks for having me, Emily.
No. So this is who I thought I was throughout the whole thing. So he's the one that's narrating the story. You're actually playing as a guy called Virgil who's up here. So now we're getting a bit of story. His grandfather's diving career ended before he was born. I've just two memories of him and water. First, not old enough to walk, but just learning to ride. So that's why there was a random bike in one of the sequences where we were stuck in an infinite loop. We stopped to picnic in a scarlet field. The small pond catches my eye, and then I'm falling. So yeah, that's what the whole random field of poppies was for. Because when he was a Wayne, he went for a picnic in a poppy field with his granddad. He fell in a pond and couldn't swim. So the copper helmet alone should be too heavy to bear. Yeah. So obviously he became a diver because of his grandfather, but all these other characters meant nothing. I'm sorry, but I feel like you're giving me their backstory in text, but in text alone, and that's part of the problem. There's no relationships between the main character and the people that you're finding dead. He never comments on any of them because the story is being narrated by a completely different person. Maybe if they'd added something like a flashback of when all the crew were together and alive and there was some conversation between them all, just to establish some sort of connection, then yeah, you might feel a little bit sad finding said character is dead. When you speak to the diver at the start, he says robots all riled up, but it's spelt like ro as in RHOE, robot being a nickname for a character who we've never met. We would have liked to have met them. Like I've probably met this person dead on the Compass one and just never put two and two together until you read a file. If your actual character had some internal monologue and like reacted to finding one of the crew dead and maybe relayed a memory of them, there might have been some actual despair that you've kind of lost one and you couldn't save someone, or they just never made it. If you've ever played Still Wakes the Deep, you meet all the crew, all the characters in the canteen having their food before their shift starts, before everything goes horribly wrong. And for the brief moment you're actually in the room with them, you meet each one, you talk to each one, you figure out who likes you, who's your friend, you see the relationships between the main character and the other characters. So when one turns into a nasty monster later in the game, it makes sense because you know he doesn't like you. The trouble you've got is because the game is putting across the illusion that you are Kip and you're narrating how you survived it, it also means that if you did have any interaction with any characters that survived, or you had some sort of communication with them, that would immediately break the illusion. The whole story seems to be the twist at the end is the important part, that you are not Kip. You did not make it. You are Virgil. But I think if there was any actual interaction with you or any other character, you would figure it out too early and there would be no twist at the end because you would know. The way that the game could have been written is that people still talk to you and never mention you by name, because it's been done in games before, but they didn't go that route. Instead, they went with, oh, your comms are broken. I had no idea. Where's Russ? Which one's Russ? He's Russ, isn't he? Russell Andrew. The first guy who get wiped out, and you're supposed to know who he is. Like, anytime there's a suit, I'm supposed to know it was him. Seems a bit unlikely, considering the only interaction we actually had with him was at the start when he blinked his light at me and said some stuff, but it never once said, like, Russell before the dialogue, so how am I supposed to know that's who he is? If you're looking for a nice quick game to, I was going to say earn some trophies and I get your platinum, but there is no platinum. If you're a trophy hunter, you can probably get through this with a guide. Retrieve the ID cards from each of the crew members. So I found all of the crew members. Use a flare to distract a cuttlefish. Beat an angular fish before it gets a grip on you. Well, that's good. At least that's done. But did the game explain any of this? No. So, like, collectibles, they could have been easier to find. They could have at least, I mean, they've got all the ID cards, yeah, sure, but all the little personal effects. Like, I had no idea I had any collectibles to find in this game. It never once suggested there was anything collectible to find. So, the fact I was missing stuff for the get-go, what the hell that was. Flares, it never once told me I could distract cuttlefish with flares. Somehow a crab can cut through your titanium suit. I don't understand that. I could just sit and pick holes in logic, but it's a good game for what it is. If you're into the psychological horror stuff, then yeah, sure, it's great. You know, for a 4-hour game, it's pretty good. But for me, I don't know, maybe it went on a little too long, or maybe there's not enough input from the game. Like, it had a tutorial for firing flares into circles, but no one told me I had to fire flares into circles. It probably did say there's targets to shoot at, but I never heard it.
Okay, target practice. Fire a couple of flares.
Oh. Would be up on the step that I've just come off of, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Right. Whee! When have I got to fire? All 10.
Okay, target practice. Fire a couple of flares.
I don't know. There's a few different things I could pick out on, but on an 8-year-old game, it's not really worth going into too much detail about. Graphics are decent, location's decent, the idea's good, story had a good twist in it, but the story was never explained properly, and just I'm supposed to just know. But hey ho, that's my thoughts on it. It's good for what it is, you know. Like I said, I bought it when it was on sale. I highly doubt it would cost all that much. Let's see, fucking hell. Well, don't pay that for it anyway. The game's originally $11.99. I would not pay that. I did not pay that. Jesus Christ. How much did I pay for it? It wasn't that, I can assure you. Oof. Right. Alright, right, I'm just rambling crap, but for now, it is a good night for me. You have been magic having you here. We'll play something a bit more interesting next time. This was Narcosis. I am Chris, and I will see you again in another game. Good night for now.